Hey guys, it's Alex from 7th Hour Films, and today I'm going to be reviewing Pokémon Detective Pikachu. I just got back from sawing it, and we're just going to talk about it for a little bit. I don't think this is going to be a too terribly long video, and actually I'm doing this whole review without notes, which is always great. But yeah, Detective Pikachu. Start off right off the bat. It was good. I really liked it, actually. Yeah, this was... Let me say this. Let me go ahead and just dive right in a bit. This movie is good. The story really isn't anything spectacular, I suppose, but it's still pretty decent. That's the interesting thing about this movie, is that it's very... I don't know, you could call this maybe like a basic movie, but at the same time, it does what it needs to do, and it does it well. And because of that, it makes it a great video game movie. Excuse me. So yeah, it was pretty alright. I guess I should mention, am I going to be doing spoilers in this review? Maybe I might, but that'll be its own section, more towards either the middle or the end of the video, and I will make it clear as day when I'm going to get into spoilers. So for right now, we're just going to talk spoiler-free, and then if I decide to talk about spoilers, then we'll go ahead and I'll warn you guys, and if you haven't seen the movie, then you can go see the movie. Pause the video, get out, because there's not a ton of spoilers to really go over, but some of them are alright. Yeah, so this movie, like I said, it's good. It's definitely good. I gotta say that. But when you really start to think about it, it's like, well, it is. You could just sort of describe it as a run-of-the-mill movie, you know? A run-of-the-mill, not a kid's movie. I would say this would be like a family movie, I would say. Maybe, obviously the kids are going to like it, but, there's a lot of stuff for everyone to like, I suppose. I guess that's a way of putting it. This is very weird to do unscripted. If I sound like I'm just sort of rambling on about nothing, it's kind of because I am. That's just how I work when I don't have notes. I guess we can go ahead and talk about the characters, since I'm doing this all basically improvised. So, in terms of the characters, they're all good, I have to say. There was no character that was, annoying, per se. Maybe, sort of the villain, what was his name? Roger Clifford, I believe that's the character's name. It kind of, and I don't think that's a spoiler telling you that he's the villain. It's very obvious that he's the villain. But yeah, pretty much him, he's maybe a bit cliche, but at the same time, he works. He's a little cartoony, but that's okay. They do something interesting with him, which I won't go into right now. Yeah, the basic plot of this, you can basically see the plot from the trailers, is that our main character, Tim, goes to Rhyme City after his father was allegedly killed, and he runs into Detective Pikachu, voiced by Ryan Reynolds in full English and everything, and Tim is the only one who can hear Detective Pikachu, and they go off to solve the case of Tim's father, Harry. So yeah, that's the basic story. You can basically get that from the trailers. It's a decent enough story. There's maybe one or two twists or turns, and some of it, I don't know, you wouldn't necessarily guess it, but at the same time, they're not mind-blowing twists or anything. So yeah, the story, like I said, the story is very, run-of-the-mill, but it's good. It's a good story. It works. And the characters do really work. None of them were really annoying, which is good. For a movie like this, you really want these characters to land, and they do. You can kind of understand, you can understand Tim's motivations throughout this, And you can see, he was a bit distanced from his father and stuff like that, and he was just trying to move on, but now he's getting sucked into this case, basically. So yeah, it's like, you can understand Tim, maybe a bit of his, I don't know what to call them, not expressions, but some of the stuff where, especially towards the beginning when he's, doubting everything and he doesn't want to be, Detective Pikachu's partner, some of that you may not like it, but at the same time, it's not bad. It's just sort of there. He's just like, no, I don't believe in this. This isn't right. Pokemon shouldn't be talking and stuff. And it's like he's quirky and not quirky at the same time. Does that make any sense? Has anything that I've ever said in this video ever made sense? Probably not, but that's okay. Yeah. And then, I guess to talk about Detective Pikachu himself, he's interesting. It's definitely interesting. Ryan Reynolds does a good job. You listen to it and it's like, okay, that's, it's a little weird to have that voice coming out of this Pikachu, but at the same time, it's like, it still kind of fits. And, it's like, words. I have words. I have the best words. This is what happens when I don't write notes down. Detective Pikachu himself, really good, really funny. He doesn't overplay the comedy, I think, which is very important to know. He has his one-liners, and, he's going around being goofy and stuff like that, but at the same time, it's like, he's not in your face in every scene he's in. And, he's like, again, he's basically half the focus of the movie, and the other half is on Tim, basically, which is good. You would think it's like, okay, this is going to be like Transformers or Smurfs or something like that, where it's like, yeah, here's the animated thing that you want to watch. You came for Transformers and you came for the Smurfs and stuff like that, but really we're going to focus on Shia LaBeouf and Neil Patrick Harris and stuff like that. Honestly, it's half and half. It's half on Tim and half on Detective Pikachu. And the thing is, it works, and it's supposed to be like that. We didn't go in expecting Detective Pikachu to be the star and, it's only him and stuff like that, because that's not what Pokemon is. A Pokemon is about a trainer and their Pokemon, or in this case, just a guy and his Pokemon, because Tim's not even a trainer. So yeah, that's the thing. So that works out well. It doesn't fall into this, cartoon to live action trap of, we're focusing too much on the human character and not enough on the thing we want to see. There's plenty of focus on Detective Pikachu, but at the same time, neither of them really overshadow each other, and they do need each other in order to do this. In terms of the other characters, we run into sort of a reporter. She kind of says, like, she's just like a blogger for this what is it, CNM, which is like the big media outlet in the Pokemon universe. What is with my eye? I've had to rub it like 8 times in this video. Sorry about this. And now the other eye needs it. Let me take a second to rub my eyes, because for some reason they're starting to itch right now. And I'm back. All right. So, what was I saying? So yeah, we run into this blogger, basically, for this giant media outlet, who is basically also trying to crack the case. And she's really good. She's really funny. She has some, she just works well. There's a lot of, I guess, chemistry between her and Tim and even Detective Pikachu, despite the fact that she can't hear Detective Pikachu, which I was kind of waiting for that to be a thing, but no, they make a point that Tim is the only one who can hear Detective Pikachu at all. So yeah. Yeah. In terms of the other characters, there's actually not a lot, which is interesting. We're going into this, because the thing is, this is fully engrossed in the Pokemon world, and they make references to things that happen, like, in the games. It's like, oh yeah, that thing that happened 20 years ago, and it's like, oh, so you're talking about something that happened in Red and Blue, basically. And you can interpret that, it's like, okay, is that in canon with the games, or is it in canon with the anime? I would lean more towards games than anime. But yeah, so you're fully engrossed in this Pokemon world, but there's not too many other characters. Like, actually, when the end credits were going by, and I was watching, I stayed through, not the full credits, but, the big special effect fancy credits. So when it's like, it showed all the actors, it's like, okay, Ryan Reynolds, Justice Smith, oh god, I don't remember who plays, the girl. I don't remember who plays Lucy, the girl, but they have her, and it's like, and then there's just like a couple side characters, and then like the villain, and then Ken Watanabe, because he's in it too. And so it's like, yeah, that's it. That's about it. There's not a ton of characters, actually. There's maybe a good handful of characters you really need to remember, and they're all pretty good, actually. What else? Well, we can talk about, I guess, sort of the elephant in the room. The fact that this is a live-action Pokemon movie. Live-action humans, environments, and stuff like that, but CG Pokemon, obviously. And how did that work out? I will say, for the most part, it worked out. I was a little worried at first because in the opening scene, the CG doesn't look great, but the camera's kind of swooping around and we're following some Pidgeys, and it's like, I want to say, like, the lighting it's mostly the lighting. Like, at times, there are a lot of times where it does look like Detective Pikachu is there, or it looks like, a different Pokemon should be there, and they're not just CG, but at other times, when they're trying to reflect light off of them, that's where it gets a little shaky. But at the same time, it doesn't take you out of the movie at all. That's the other thing, is that it doesn't take you out of the movie. It's pretty good, honestly. And it makes me excited for more CG movies like this. Not Sonic the Hedgehog, though. Although I want to see Sonic. I want to see it because it looks really stupid and fun. But yeah, speaking of which, I saw they played the Sonic trailer before the movie, and I saw this in the Dolby Cinema Theater. I guess that's redundant, but the Dolby Cinema at AMC, and watching that trailer with a surround sound on a big screen, God, that's amazing. But I digress. So, yeah, overall, I'd say the CG on the Pokemon is pretty solid, and yeah, I guess that's pretty much just that. Maybe, I don't know, there was like one moment where I thought maybe Detective Pikachu's model was actually a little too pudgy, because that's the thing, is they sort of based Detective Pikachu, like the model of Detective Pikachu, off of older versions of the Pokemon, like older drawings where it's like, okay, Pikachu is a lot pudgier and stuff like that, he's got the belly. Whereas now, when you look at the anime and stuff like that, Pikachu he's very slimmed down, actually. They've really, like, cleaned up and really trimmed down the character in recent anime. But for the most part, I would actually say it's a bit of a mixture. It's like, it's a nice, like, medium on his model. But there was, like, one time where, I don't know, it quite didn't click, but it was just one moment out of the entire movie. It didn't take me out of it. So, yeah, that worked out pretty well. Yeah, I guess that's sort of that. I guess also you can say, because, like I said, this is entirely in the Pokemon world. Although this is not a spoiler. This is just, one random line. But it's like, at one point, Detective Pikachu mentions France. How does that work? Does France actually exist? I thought, wouldn't it be Kalos? But whatever, that's just a little nitpick. Yeah, other than that, okay, so we have this giant Pokemon world, this is the Pokemon world. But, and the thing is, they really make this believable. Like, I feel like you could go to Rhyme City and you'd be there and it'd be fine. Like it really just seems like a world. They go to the police department, they go to a bar, they go to a cafe, they go back to Tim's father's apartment, and it's just a normal apartment. And it's like, the difference is, like, this is basically just the real world, except that there's Pokemon in it. And that works. It works out. I did like it. It really, like, I want to be in this world, man. And, so yeah, I really like that. I like that they make you feel like you're in this world. Now, another thing, actually, this is not a spoiler, because it's not like a major plot point or anything, but they do establish something about Rhyme City, is that there are no Pokeballs in the city itself, which is interesting. And again, I don't think that that's a spoiler. So basically, at the beginning of the movie, they do show what a Pokeball would be like in real life, But after that, they don't have any more Pokeballs. A Pokeball does not show up for the rest of the movie, which is interesting. I find it very interesting that they sort of got around that. They didn't try really to really go into how this works. What are the ethics of it and stuff like that. They had it a little bit at the beginning, but then there were just no Pokeballs, and I found that to be interesting. Yeah. So that's pretty much that. We could talk a little bit about spoilers, but honestly, I don't think we really need to. I will just say that there's a couple twists towards the end of the movie that I technically didn't see coming, but they're not like huge mind-blowing twists. And the climax of the movie is spectacular. It looks amazing. It's really interesting. And the villain's plan, again, without spoilers, the villain's plan is very unique. It's something I never thought before. And I really did like it. And when he sort of explains it, it's like, wait, why does it have to be this or something like that? Like, you may have like one or two questions in the back of your head, but at the same time, it's like, but this is a brand new, from what I can tell, kind of a new-ish, even though it does actually kind of work in the games too. Now that I think about it, it's like the villain's plan does sort of work with something that happened in Red and Blue. So yeah, it's a really interesting plan, and it makes the climax very, very interesting. So yeah, that is pretty much that. We're not going to go into spoilers because there's not a ton to really talk about. Nothing that's really huge or worth talking about. So we're going to avoid spoilers. And actually, to round out this video, I got Detective Pikachu cards when I got to the theater, which I didn't. I think I read somewhere that that they were giving away Detective Pikachu cards at the theaters, but I just completely forgot about that. So I showed the guy my ticket, and he's like, "All right, your theater's down there. Here you go." I was like, "Well, thanks." So, you want me to open this? Since this is pre-recorded, you can't answer me, but yeah. Also, sorry, I've been looking over here a lot, haven't I? I need to be looking over here where the camera is. It's just that the screen is over here to me. That's alright. Alright, so, why the hell not? Let's just look at what kind of cards I got. I don't play the Pokemon card game. I never have. I was more of a Yu-Gi-Oh kid, but that's alright. Is this like ASMR? Ooh, should I be like ASMR? Hey, welcome to ASMR with me, Alex. I can't get this goddamn package open. Oh, there we go. I don't want to fully destroy the package. It's a nice package. I kind of want to keep it. I like where this is going already. Okay, so the package is very secure, which is good because I kind of want to keep it. Okay, what did we get? Pokemon Detective Pikachu trading card game. Oh, the ASMR is over, by the way. Collect all the Pokemon TCG Detective Pikachu cards. Oh, cool. Oh, and it's got some ads on the back, basically. Sun and Moon, Unbroken Bonds. Okay. Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. Who gives a damn? I didn't care to play Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. Which, whatever. If you played it, that's fine. Official Pokemon merchandise. Cool. Now for the cards. Ooh. Alright. Well, first off, I got Detective Pikachu. Let's keep this, like, over here-ish. Detective Pikachu. Focus. Come on. You're not going to focus on that? There we go. Look at that. I try to keep my hand still. It's basic. Don't call my card basic. HP of 90. Cool. Oh my gosh. Alright, let me look at this. Coffee Break. Heal 30 damage from this Pokemon. And Corkscrew Punch, which I guess has a cost of 20. Ooh, and it's got a little description. He was the partner of Tim's father, Harry, who has gone missing. This Pikachu loves dark coffee at the Hi Hat Cafe. Cool. The other one I got is Magikarp. Focus. Apparently this is also basic. Quit calling my cards basic. HP of 30. It has an ability of Hold Still. Heal 10 damage from this Pokemon. I guess that's kind of nice. Weakness, Lightning to 2. Lightning times 2. Resistance, nothing. Retreat, 1 star. Retreat has 2 stars on this and resistance of... This resists something. Whatever. In the distant past, they were fairly strong, but they have become gradually weaker over time. I guess that makes sense. Alright. I don't know. I just thought it'd be cool to open these on camera because, you know, Because I got free crap at Detective Pikachu, basically. Luckily, this justifies my price a little bit more. Dolby Cinemas are expensive, man. And I bought a medium drink and a medium popcorn. It was like $14. Like, oh my gosh. Free highway robbery over here. Anyway. So, yeah. So, I got a little bit back for my buck. Well, yeah, you get the idea. So, I just wanted to show that. And... This actually looks pretty cool. I'm glad I kept this intact. I'm gonna keep this too, actually. So, yeah, that's pretty much that. Overall, good movie. Good movie. I really did enjoy it. Yeah, and if this is what I thought about after I got out of the theater. I was like, this is the video game / anime movie adaptation that we should aspire to. Like, this is it. This is what we need. Why is it so hard to make a video game adaptation? But finally, you know, we have a video game show, which is Castlevania, and now we have a video game movie, which is Detective Pikachu. And I would say even that, yeah, this should also count sort of as a successful anime adaptation as well. Although a lot of people say Alita Battle Angel was good. I haven't seen that, so maybe I could react to that sometime. But yeah, I enjoyed this. I thought this was cool, and I hope they make another one. Yeah, I think that's pretty much that. Yeah, go see it if you haven't seen it. It was great. I enjoyed it. That's pretty much that. With all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. If you want to watch more of my movie and series reviews, you can click on the playlist, you can subscribe if you haven't done that already, and be sure you hit that notification bell. You can support me on Patreon and follow me on social media, links below in the description. See you guys later.